And welcome to the Up and Down Show with Upendo
and Daniel.
We are back, friends. We are back for a whole new episode this week.
Amen. Season 2 is in the house.
Yes, and this is a brand new episode coming from Daniel and Upendo. We are so excited to talk to you all about what's been hot and trending right now. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. WAP!
Okay, I literally didn't understand what WAP stood for. Everybody's been talking about WAP for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I was like, what the heck is this WAP?
Exactly. Actually, it's been out for the last 2 weeks, like really hardcore 2 weeks, WAP. Now, if you are listening and you have not heard about WAP, where have you been hiding?
Well, I've been hearing about it, but I had no idea. And about 10 minutes ago, Upendo said, you got to watch this video before we do this show because we're going to talk about WAP. And oh my God.
All I'm going to say is WAP is the real deal, okay? It is the real deal. Now, if you don't know what WAP is,
go ahead and hit pause right now. Go to YouTube, type in WAP, Cardi B. I'm going to ask you to also type in explicit and then sit back, listen to that. And once you wake up, then come back and hit continue with our show.
Exactly. But seriously, this is the latest single from Cardi B, and she has featuring on her single Megan Thee Stallion. And let me tell you, if you don't know about female empowerment, I don't know. I think a lot of people are basically saying, is this really female empowerment?
So that's the whole big question, right? Is this a positive thing, or is this sort of another sort of negative slash against women? Is Cardi B good for women's image, or is she's sort of hurting the women's image?
Yeah, or hurting the women's movement with this type of entertainment. So the question is it female empowerment? Is it vulgar? Is it too much? Is it? I mean, there's so many is it's, with regards to this song. What I will tell you.
But this is
But that is a question. Is it?
That's a good question. Is that what we're talking about today? We're going to talk
a little bit about is it, this song. And, I won't go into detail as far as what the WAP acronym stands for. But if you have heard about this and you have seen the video, you know what WAP stands for.
Women always pursuing.
Oh my God, Greg, we miss you. We've missed you, Greg. Where have you been all summer?
You know what? Good one. Women always pursuing. You're absolutely right. Pursuing that eggplant. That's exactly what they're doing in this song.
Yes,
okay?
For all the young ladies out there in the world, that is what WAP stands for. Women always pursuing.
Women always pursuing. And honestly, there have always been songs since we were kids, that have always sort of alluded to sometimes very explicitly, sometimes through acronyms, but I can think of many different songs, everything from Baby Got Back,
yes,
right? But there's always been songs that kind of sort of lend themselves to sexuality and OPP, right? OPP. Yeah. I had no idea as a kid what OPP stood for.
And it stood for many different things. It just wasn't one thing that they tried to harp on it being negative. But
really?
What
were some of the interpretations of what OPP? And we are going to get to WAP, y'all, but we like to take a diverted trail to where we talk about
property, other people's,
priorities.
Women. Yes, like
oppressing pink people.
This is why Greg is here.
Absolutely. So OPP was one. I think this is the OPP of 2020.
Yeah, because you can come up with your own definition of what you want WAP to stand for. But what I will say is their intent really has to do, in my opinion, and let me be clear for all our listeners out there, in my opinion, it speaks for me about empowerment of sexual desires for women.
Okay.
Number one, I love that beat. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
There's some hoes in this house. Now, if we were not on video for this episode, but I'm holding on to the edge of the table as I sing this. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
Now, he was truly humping the table just now. But what I will share with you is that they sample Mike Ski's "There's Some Hoes in the House" that was in 1993, and I was 21 years old. And I remember when that song came out, The Moon, if you were ever in school at FAMU or Florida State University, and you went to the Moon on Friday nights for the jam party, you walked into the club and you were more than 4 girls in a group, and the DJ saw you walk in the club, that song came on. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. So, it just kind of took me back. I love the fact they sample a great beat. Okay.
And I've never actually heard that song, but you told me that story and I immediately loved it. And I will say I went upstairs because I wanted to have private time as I watched this much anticipated video. And I came down and I immediately got on the floor because there was some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. And so it is kind of a sick beat. You can't get that hook out your head.
You cannot. And so it brought back, my college days. The other thing I love about this song, I love me some Cardi B. I have loved Cardi B since day one.
Huge fan.
But I got to tell you, the rap and flow of Megan Thee Stallion, she kills it. Her cadence is the fucking bomb. I'm like, you better ride that dick with them letters, girl.
My God. Wow, we're going raw today.
I mean, seriously, her rapping flow is amazing. And the other thing I love about this song is that, for anybody who is not anybody, for women who owns their sexuality, this song gives you a lot to work with. I mean, there are things now that I'm gonna start doing. I mean, I learned a lot about what I'm not doing. I'm like, you know what? It's a win-win. This song is a win-win for me. It accomplishes, I believe, the song intent, which is to empower women to ask for what they want sexually.
All right, now, so you actually think that this is a empowering song, and you are entertained by it, but also you are energized by it. You think this is a positive move for the women's movement and women's identity and community?
No, not. Let me just clarify. I think that it's a win-win for women who own their sexuality. Women, because there's a lot of women who have not gotten to that point where they want to put their sexuality out there, because this song definitely puts a woman's not only sexuality, her desires, what she requires in a man for good sex.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that it is revolutionary? Do you think that this is sort of, because people are talking about this like it's the freaking people landing on the moon, right? They like it's the first time we've reached out to space. But I think this is not the first time.
No.
We already talked about OPP, but let's stick to women, right? I think we've had Madonna. Think about Madonna and Sex, the Sex Book. Do you remember when that came out? Oh my God,
exactly. So you're right. I don't think this is no different from Madonna. When she came out with the Sex Book, I mean, even her song, Papa Don't Preach, which was about her making a choice.
Right, about
keeping the baby.
Teenage pregnancy and having a child. But that wasn't explicitly sexual. This is explicitly sexual, saying, hey, women can have sexuality and let me put it in your face. There was even a singer back in the day. I don't know her repertoire, her catalog as much as other people, but her name was Millie Jackson.
I was about to say Millie Jackson.
My daddy used to listen to some Millie Jackson. And all I knew was doing Daddy listen to Millie Jackson, you can't go in the room.
But you're absolutely right. I was about to bring up Millie Jackson. Like Millie Jackson, she definitely Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion ain't got nothing on what Millie Jackson was putting in her records back in the day. I mean, that was some serious, oh my goodness.
But to add to that, there was another young lady that was before Millie Jackson.
Who was that?
Who was that?
Miles Mabley.
No.
Mom Mabley?
She came up with Miles Davis. There's actually a documentary.
Oh,
on
I
Netflix.
remember
His
that
wife.
No, she
No.
wasn't
Was
the
she his
wife.
No. His wife was
I'll
a
have
very
to
sweet
research and find
ballerina.
her name, but she was that chick.
Yeah,
Really?
I saw
Yes.
the documentary, and she was really out there. And then she had this amazing album, and then she went into obscurity.
I don't know anything about this woman. I would love for us
You
to
know what? I
do
should
some
have
research.
I should have researched her. But you're right. She was before Millie Jackson.
So, but the point being that this is not new, right? So
Nope.
sit down for a second, Cardi B, and what's her name? Megan, not Megan Good. I said, is this Megan Good?
Oh my God. And she is so the Christian. She would not be singing this song. She probably would dance to it.
She would. Yes,
You think she would?
Yes, she would.
So I said, sit down for a second because this is not revolutionary, but for today, I'm all about women putting their sexuality out there because men do it all the time.
But even think about Lil' Kim. When Lil' Kim came out, she was basically the only woman in her pack of rapper colleagues during the time with Bad Boy Records, I believe it was. And remember her album cover. Greg, do you remember her album cover?
Was she?
Do I remember? Yes, with that squat.
Yes, she
And
was
then that
Eagle.
leopard print.
She was
I
Eagle.
remember the leopard print. That's all I remember was
She
the
was
leopard print.
Eagle. She was Eagle. And if you know anything about an eagle, you are squatted down with your legs wide open, just showing the world.
Oh,
So-
we're gonna have to put a little explicit warning on this episode.
But I say that because Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, this is not the first time that anybody has experienced this from females. I mean, Lil' Kim, she made a big splash and she always talked about what she wanted in a guy, specifically around her sexuality and about money. But this particular song, WAP, is all about the
enjoyment
peach.
of the peach.
the peach. I couldn't think of anything like the peach.
So let me speak to the artistry of the
Okay.
song, though, right? Because I mean,
What did you think about it when you
you
heard
know
it?
what? When it comes to rap, I am not the biggest hip hop fan. There are certain hip hop artists that I'm down with, and I'm old school. Like I'm all about the Missy Elliott's of the world. I miss
I
Missy
love
Elliott,
Missy.
right? And so when I first heard this song, and I heard it before I saw it, when I first heard the song, I was like, I don't get it. Like, I'm turning into an old man, but I'm not a prude, right? So I can get down with some good lyrics, but I just didn't get it. I thought it was a little bit vulgar is not even the right word. It was just like in your face in the sake of being in your face. And I'm down for her to do that if she needs to do that because men do it all the time. So I'm not going to hate your game, but I wasn't loving it. But I will tell you, when I watched the video, believe it or not, I all of a sudden fell in love with the song. There is something about Cardi B. She is, I don't know if it's her or her director, but she is an interpreter of sexuality and comedy and drama and glamour. It is such a beautifully shot video. I mean, there are probably very famous artistic representations of what you're seeing on screen that I don't know the references to, but I'm like, that looks like something I've seen before, you know, with all the imagery of sort of the coming ins and outs of illusions and the costumes and the colors. And I was like, I want to watch this video again,
Right.
just to see it.
Very
and then the
nice.
lyrics all of a sudden made sense to
It
me.
does.
I was like, all right, I got you now. And then Megan, her rap was on point.
I told you she kills it. She crushes. Lyrically, she crushes this. And I'm like, you know what? I just got to give her the props. She just raises this whole game in this song.
Yeah, I will say is it my favorite song? No, but I think visually, I really do encourage y'all who have not yet listened to it to go out there and watch it. And I just think it's a beautiful video. And I'm sure straight men to think it is sexy as hell too. But for me, I'm like, all right, her breasts even are so like they're just beautiful. They're like art to me because they ain't real.
So hey, listen, the name of that artist was Betty Davis.
Yes, Betty. Can you just tell us a little bit
Yeah,
about
who's Betty Davis?
So according to Google,
This is the artist Miles Davis's wife.
I think she was his wife. I'm not sure, but it says the documentary. What they said about the documentary doesn't reveal enough. Let me just read a little excerpt of what Google has to say. Betty Davis carved out a new role for women in soul and R&B. Her 1970s albums were bold statements of sexuality, lashed to a driving funk beat. Their wild rawness underscored by Davis' sartorial warrior queen vibe. Her live performances were equally unrestrained, meaning people often deemed her unsuitable for television appearances.
All right. So Betty Davis,
Yes.
not the Betty Davis
No.
from the 1930s, 40s, but this
No.
is the sister Betty Davis.
That's two polar opposites right there.
Although
You know?
that's a whole nother show. I can talk to you about Betty Davis pushing some envelopes too, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, we're coming up on a break right now, and we are.
Wait, can I give a round of applause? Can you give yourself a round of applause, Greg? No,
Greg.
give yourself a round of applause.
Oh, okay.
We want to hear you. That was brilliant, Greg.
Thank you. We are coming up on a break, and we will be back with the Up and Down Show with Daniel and Upendo. Hi, this is Upendo from the Up and Down Show. If you're listening to my voice, guess what? This could be you. Well, not you, but your business, your product, your service. We would love to share with our audience all that you have to offer. So here's your opportunity to sponsor the Up and Down Show. Please contact us at the Up and Down Show, all one word, @gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. And we are back with the Up and Down Show with
Daniel.
and Upendo. You know, I can't ever get tired of us saying that.
It's kind of fun. It's very fun. You know, we talked about where up and down. We did. We talked about that on the first show. Although that seems like so long ago.
It does, and it was only like this past spring.
It was March.
I know, right?
March, April. Yeah. But yeah.
We've come a long way, baby.
We've come a long way. And for those who are just listening to us on podcast, you need to go and watch a show just to see the beauty that Greg has created. He is a wonderful cinematographer and lighting and sound and fill in the blanks. And the show really has become a beautiful show.
Can you do me a favor? Can you wipe your nose now? Can you please wipe your nose? Because, you know, you all up in Greg's ass, okay? No, but
thank you.
No, we appreciate Greg. Had it not been for Greg's vision, we would not be here. So thank you, Greg.
So what were we talking about? WAP.
We were talking about WAP. So, you know, before we transition out of this particular topic, you know, for me, WAP is definitely a thumbs up for me.
All right. I am going to give it a thumbs up, but only for the video. I don't need to hear it on the radio, and I definitely don't need to be sitting next to my nieces listening to that.
What I can guarantee your nieces know all the
Some
lyrics.
of my nieces.
I
know exactly which ones.
I bet you little Justice be listening to this too, okay?
All right, we're not going there. We're not going
I'm
there.
just saying.
But I'm sure. Oh my Lord.
No, but it's funny you say that because we don't know what the little ones around us are listening to.
Oh, and they listen. Trust me, they listen.
I know. I'm about to tell you. So my great niece Lola, she is probably at this time 2 or 3 years old, and there was this hole in the wall song called "Hey, Mr. Sexy Man, what your name is?" Right?
Oh my Lord.
And there's a video of her singing that. Hey, Mr. Sexy Man, what your name is? And she's 3. I'm like, why are you singing this song? Because she's listening to that with her mom.
Yep.
And it's just like, okay, so going back to the point, yeah, I'm sure our nieces are listening to this song and definitely should not be listening to this song. But another thing I love about the song that gives it a thumb up, whenever I hear there's some hoes in this house, you just that stays with you for quite a while.
But that ain't theirs. But yes, I agree with you. That hook is everything. It's a fun hook for sure.
It's a fun hook, and you know, I pray that I never hear this song before going to do a presentation because I might end up breaking out. There's some hoes in this house.
There's some hoes.
So enough about WAP.
Yes.
Okay, so we went on hiatus in June, and
everything happens while you're on hiatus. How many times did you see things in the news? You're like, we could be talking about this.
We could be so talking about this. So one of the things that was in the news when we were on hiatus, I'm just going to say the word, and you tell me what it connects to. Okay.
Okay. I love this game.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right.
Entanglement. Entanglement.
My God.
What does that word mean to you?
Miss Pinkett Smith. Oh my God. What the? I actually came back. I think I was in California when that happened.
The red table talk.
And you referenced it, and I had no idea what you were talking about. In fact, you were doing a show with your friend
Joketra,
and you guys were watching something, and I went on Facebook and I saw you, and you all were talking about that.
Yes.
And I was like, "What the hell are they talking about?" I have no idea. And it took me about another week or so to actually remember to go in and look. And I watched.
Yeah,
and
you know
I was
what?
like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, I remember. She actually came down for the weekend, and we were talking about that. And then we did a live in my kitchen, and we talked about that. So absolutely, this whole entanglement, that the term just became entangled with all of the drama surrounding this red table talk. And the red table talk was in response to what was the name of the guy, Greg? I know that you are here with us.
August
Alsina.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that dude.
Yeah, long story short, the Smiths, because they are so open and welcoming, they invited this young. Did you hear what I just said?
Open and welcoming. Ain't that a son of a bitch for the word cheating and swinging?
That was a good one. That was a good one. But they were they allowed this young man, August Alsina, to come to their house and do respite, basically, because he was going through some challenges in his own personal life. And because of who they are, they allowed him to come in. And of course, Jada, being who she is, she basically took a liking to him in ways that probably, was very fulfilling for her.
Well, clearly, if you see the picture, she was very, very happy while they were having their entanglement.
Right, but nobody knew it was entanglement, because here's the bottom line of this story. We have been following the Smiths since, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I have always given them credit for is because you never knew what was going on in their personal relationship. There was a lot of rumors, but
Lots of rumors.
You never knew, because they never responded to those rumors.
So I think the story here is, why now?
Right.
Why did they respond now? And was it something that we all needed to hear, or should they just keep the private business behind closed doors?
I agree with you. I wish they had kept it closed, but not responded, because the young man, actually gave an interview and talked about his love affair with Jada.
Yeah, he actually came out after, I don't know how many years. It's been like 5 years or so. He finally came out and opened his heart on a radio interview.
Yes. And as a result of that, this came out that Jada and him was in a relationship. And they responded by her bringing herself to her own red table. She had to confront herself at her red table, and she brought Will too. That was just incredible about all of it.
Which is interesting, because if you watch the interview, and I really do encourage people to watch it, because it's one of those kind of traffic accidents where you're watching and you're going, why am I watching this? This isn't even entertaining, but oh my God, they're still talking. It was very interesting where you realized this isn't the first indiscretion in their relationship. It was very clear that there had been other indiscretions, specifically on his side.
Right.
She kind of referenced that. And it was like, okay, so he was giving her such shit about it, right?
Right.
He was talking about how angry he was and kind of playing her for the infidelity that she provided. But then it was very clear later in the interview that he had his own indiscretion. So I was a little surprised that not that they would put it out in the open, but that he would be so inconsistent. No, like if y'all are swingers and y'all are clean and like to have fun, then just stand by that. Like, you don't have to play this PR game of making her feel bad about what she did, and now she's been caught and it's come out in the open.
Well, I didn't get the sense that she felt bad about anything she done.
She definitely, but I felt his words, because he said how mad and he like kind of talked about her being, and
she looked at him like he was crazy, like excuse my French, Negro, please, okay.
Right. Yep.
Like seriously, Negro, you gonna be here on this table with me and you want to be mad with me? Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
So she definitely, I would say, she owned it. She took responsibility for it. I don't think she gave an excuse for it, though.
She definitely didn't provide an excuse for it, other than it was just where they were, and they talked about kind of being on a break, which I think is bullshit. I think that was
break. Why is that for you.
I don't think that was true. I think I think they kind of hit a snag in their relationship. And I want to ask you, I want to throw out another topic connected to this is infidelity, period. Not just with the Smiths, but just in general. Like, how hard is it to have a monogamous relationship, right? It's something that I strive for. And I've been honest in past shows that I have had my own indiscretions in certain relationships. Some that I completely regret, but it was a place where I was in my life and I had to learn. I now don't want that in a relationship. But is that even possible?
I think you can be in a monogamous relationship. I think for people who are truly honest with each other, and when I say truly honest, you get into a relationship with someone, you know what you want. You're very clear that you want to be in a monogamous relationship. That person tells you they want to be in a monogamous relationship, but their behaviors tell you different. Then they're not being honest.
Right.
So that's what I mean by that. It's that you can be in a relationship as long as people come to the table honestly. And if that person that you are falling in love with tells you, you know what, I love you, but I don't want to be in a monogamous relationship, then that gives you the choice to still be with them versus them cheating on you.
And so hence, that's why I say BS to this whole scenario, because I think just having been in a long-term relationship myself, I understand you hit hills and valleys, right? And I think there are times where whether it is intentional infidelity, I guess it's always intentional, right? Not always, but whether it is well thought out, or if it's sort of, you kind of happen into these sort of entanglements. I think,
that word comes entanglement.
I think that is part of living in relationships. And I kind of felt like they weren't as truthful by trying to talk about like it was a Ross and Rachel situation.
I know, we were on a break. Okay.
We're not on a break. You guys were having issues in your relationship and she went off and played. Yes. And so I would have had more respect for them if they're going to put it out there to just stand true to what the scenario was. Don't tell me you're on a break.
Yeah, I wish, just because you have this, I know I had an image of them with respect to them always just staying true to not responding to the rumors. So when this happened...
Well, and to be clear, the rumors have always been about very fluid sexuality for both of them.
But it doesn't matter. They've never responded to them.
And so you respected them for that. Does this change your respect for... Oh, really?
It does, because I was like you. I'm watching this table talk and it's like, oh my God, it's a train wreck, but you cannot stop looking at it. And then I was like, why are you doing this? You don't need to do this. You owe no one a response to what's being out there. Like that for me just changed how I saw them, because they've always were above in my mind the rumors.
Yeah. So it was beneath them. And so if we were going to give this an up or a down, you would give this a down.
We would give this a down. We definitely would give this a down. So yeah, I think, we made a commitment in season 2 that you and I would talk more and more about relationships, because we are at a point in our lives where we're wanting to be in a relationship. So being part of the Up and Down show, you will be on this journey with us.
Absolutely. And, I know we're coming to the end of this show, Upendo, but I do want to ask you one question that might take us a little bit is, you've spoken pretty openly on a previous show about sexual openness with a partner.
Yes.
You've talked about that. I've said that I'm looking for a monogamous relationship. Where are you on that? Is it specific or is it case specific?
I am all for a honest, open, communicative relationship with someone who can discuss their sexual desires with me like I can with them. And what that means for me is this: if I'm falling in love with you or in love with you, and you tell me, I love you, but I don't think I want to be in a monogamous relationship with you, that leaves it to me to decide whether I want to be in a relationship with you. All I ask is transparency and honesty.
Yes.
And
yes.
I desire to be in a monogamous relationship. Okay. I desire that. But I do know the ups and flows of relationships. And I pray that I get with a person who can be so open and me open with them that if it comes to the point where we need to go outside our relationship, that we can have that discussion together.
All right. So for those out there listening to us, I'm hoping you're keeping score and knowing exactly what it is we're looking for. And we are sounding like we're looking like we're actually asking for a dating show all of a sudden, but we're not really asking for a dating show. But I love the fact that we're being vulnerable this season about our openness for love and our openness for the ultimate match.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, I think that at the end of the day, you and I don't want to be in the old folks' home together.
Oh my goodness. I told you, Penda, the other day, like, we are horrible. And then we talk about people that each other is interested in. And I'm like, oh no, he's horrible for you.
Oh, true story. True story. We're on the dating app with me. And he's like, nope. And all the guys in my inbox are gone.
By the time she deleted all the nopes, there was nobody left in her inbox. And she says, you basically left me with anyone. I said, okay, get in this rowboat. We gonna row back over to the old folks' home now. Me and my boo. Come on, you Penda, let's go.
Exactly. And I do the same to him too. Like, no way, Jose. But as we continue on the Up and Down show, you will hear more about our dating journey this season. I know for sure, because we're gonna make it part of you all getting to know us.
Awesome. So with that, let's move into our ups, and then we are done for this show today.
Yeah. So I will start with my up.
Sure.
So my up is actually a snack. It's called Summer Salt Specific Sea Salt Sunflower Seed Snacks. That's a whole lot of words.
That's like a tongue twister. Can you say it again?
Yes. Summer Salt Specific Sea Salt Sunflower Seed Snacks. And hopefully, you all can look that up. But
what is it?
It's actually sunflower seeds. They're a little processed, not too much, in little nuggets, and they're so tasty, very low calorie, low salt.
So it's a snack, or is it a seasoning?
It's a snack.
It's a snack. Okay.
It's a snack, and it comes in a blue and white bag. You get it in the aisle that you would get like healthy snacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I love them.
How many calories per serving?
I think it's 6 nuggets and it's like 60 calories.
Are you making that up?
I probably am. I didn't look it up, but I will. You are so bad. You are so bad.
At least we're thinking about it. At least I'm thinking about it.
Well, of course you are. You're counting just breathing right now. How many calories was it just you breathing?
How many calories in that last breath you
Exactly.
Penda? All right. So my up is actually, it's funny that we're talking about counting calories. Mine is counting calories. That is my up. Honestly, it is my up. It is when we went on break, I was talking to you all about not weighing myself and sort of understanding I just want to feel healthy. Well, that was bullshit. I just didn't know how to lose weight. And I was getting really frustrated. And there is an ad that pops up all the time on Instagram, Noom. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what is this? And I ended up signing up for Noom. And you know what? Someone asked me, because I told someone that I really am enjoying it. I paid, I think, $150 for 4 months or something like that. And I figured, hey, I'd pay more for a trainer, right? So let's see if it works. And what they do is they take the psychology behind eating and food. So what is your relationship with food? And then they also give you some brain hacks about, if you're going to eat 10 grapes or 10 raisins, basically they're the same thing, right? A grape is a grape is a grape. And so which one should you eat? What's the answer? 10 grapes or 10 raisins?
10 grapes.
10 grapes. Why 10 grapes?
Because when the grape is dried or naturally goes through its process, it retains more sugar.
Nope, that's not the reason. It's because the grape has the 10 grapes have the same calorie count as the 10 raisins, but the grape is full of water, so it's going to fill you up more.
Oh.
So it's called calorie density. And so if you take the density, the weight of the grape, it has the same amount of calories as a raisin, but the grape weighs more and it fills you more up because of the water. So you actually want to eat things with lower calorie densities. It weighs more, but has fewer calories, and it will fill you up, and also with fiber and other things. So it teaches you things like that. And so if you are kind of a private eater and you don't want to talk to other people about it, I've learned a lot about calories and other nutritional ideas. And I would definitely recommend either Noom, or if you want to do it cheap, there's an app called MyFitnessPal.
Yeah.
And MyFitnessPal is another way where
you can S Health. You can do S Health,
where you can count your calories. And the whole point is even just for a week or a month, seeing how much things have associated with them that you're putting in your body will change your appreciation and love for food. So that's my up, is actually counting calories. It's not new, but for me, it's a new idea.
Well, I am so happy for you, and I see that it's working for you. You look good.
Thank you. I feel good.
You look good, my friend.
Thank you very much.
So we are at the end of our show, and we appreciate that you all listen to us, you laugh with us, you even pondered with us.
All right, guys, we will see you next time on the Up and Down.
There's some hoes in this house.
There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
There's some hoes.
Hey, girl, I saw you sitting round. Don't be wasting time. I wanna see your smile.